Hello everybody and welcome back to another video here on Jurassic Collectibles. So today we have got one of the new Lego sets. You can see it is 75941 Indominus Rex versus Ankylosaurus. Now this is a set that is really cool. You can see obviously there we get the brand new Ankylosaurus. We get a new version of the Indominus Rex just up here, if it wants to focus. We get a gyrosphere, as you can see there, with Zach in it. And the main thing to look at, we have got this beautiful Gyrosphere Station from Jurassic World, which is really cool. I never thought we would see something like this, so I'm quite excited. You can see the figures down there, if we just get them in focus. We have got Owen Grady, Claire Deering, and then Gray and Zach have got their names the wrong way round. And then we have got a park worker who is, of course, Gyrosphere Josh. So cool there. You can see along the top of the packaging we have got all of the figures there. Looking really cool. And then on the back you get a better sense for some of the play features. So obviously the focus here is the Gyrosphere build. You can make the gyrosphere actually roll off the tracks. The Ankylosaurus can strike it. And then you've got some other features like the collapsible tree, as you can see just there. And then some other things as well. So, this is the largest set for the Summer 2020 wave. Retails for £90 here in the United Kingdom. And I think that it is a really awesome looking set. I love that Lego have decided to go back and make something that is film authentic. So without any further ado, let's open this one up and take a look at the set in all of its glory. Okay, so we are back with the Indominus Rex versus Ankylosaurus out of the packaging. And you can see just from the kind of breadth of Lego that is on the table here that we do get a lot for our money here. So this is a really cool set right off the bat. I am a stickler for sets that actually kind of communicate authentic locations from the films. So I absolutely love this. We've got some minifigures, we'll take a look at them later. We will also take a look at the dinosaurs later. We are going to start by taking a look at the builds. And the first build that we want to take a look at is the Gyrosphere. So the Gyrosphere, obviously not new in terms of the Lego world. We have seen this before. Really nice design for the Gyrosphere. And the way this works, you simply pop the dish pieces off of both sides and then pull apart. It does tend to get stuck quite often. I find a lot of mine do. But if you push them back, kind of keep sort of like easing it, eventually, I don't know if there's like a specific tactic to this, if you can like pinch or something, you will be able to get it open. And you can see once it's open, we have got the space inside there for a minifigure to sit. Only one minifigure, so not fully authentic, but still nice enough. And you can see in this set, the graphic at the front there is actually Jimmy Fallon, or at least it's meant to resemble Jimmy Fallon like he is visible in Jurassic World, which is awesome. So the Gyrosphere, a part which Lego have certainly got their money's worth out of at this point. We see it all of the time in these Jurassic sets, but very iconic for Jurassic World. And just to bring in one of the original ones to compare, you can see they are very similar, same colour inside. There's just a slight difference in the colour of the blue printing. This is slightly sharper, slightly newer, which makes sense compared to the old Gyrosphere that you can see here. So, Gyrosphere, very cool in its own regard. Obviously, the Gyrosphere is found in Gyrosphere Valley, and we get this very nice piece here, which kind of reflects that. So, if I angle the camera down a little bit, we're gonna take a look at the play feature here. So the idea is you would bring something like the Ankylosaurus in with its tail. It's gonna swing its tail, hit things, And as you can see, the tree collapsed there. And the way this is achieved is with a really, really simple mechanism. I'm actually going to pull this off and bring it up. So you can see there is a simple mechanism running through the base of the tree. The tree itself is very, very loose anyway. And it's just an axle mechanism that when you push through will collapse. So you can see I almost took the camera out then. But it makes for a very, very cool effect. Obviously it goes either side of the sign, so we can get one to go, get two to go, kind of make some of the chaos unfold in Gyrosphere Valley as the Indominus escapes. So pretty cool little play feature, quite innovative. I wouldn't expect something like that necessarily. And you can actually separate the trees from the sign and kind of have them spaced out, which is quite cool. So you can see there you can create your own kind of space where you can put this sign closer to the structure and then have the trees elsewhere, which is cool. I like the modular way LEGO tend to do these kinds of sets. They did the same with Triceratops Rampage, with the fences and everything like that, and I think it works very, very well indeed. So you can see the sign itself, really nice sticker there on reddish brown pieces, and you got the gyrosphere and also a little fossil in the base. I don't believe that this is there on the actual sign, but this is kind of a nice call out to Universal Studios, where they've got the mosasaur skeleton. So that is awesome. Really, really great sign piece. Obviously we got part of this with the Carnotaurus ambush set, but it's nice to get the Gyrosphere Station as a whole and get kind of Gyrosphere Valley in its own right. And you can see there, setting that up with the trees independently looks fantastic. And that opens us up very, very nicely to take a look at the Gyrosphere Station itself. If I just twist the camera down, get us zoomed in a little bit more, you can see that this is a really, really wonderfully authentic build. Honestly, I am so impressed with the level of detail and just how well this captures that Gyrosphere Station appearance. You can see we got lots of nice detailing along the front. I really, really like the techniques used to kind of put some details in place along the sides as well. Really helps to make this feel unique in its own right. You can see head on that is spot on to the structure this is emulating. We've got railings going up, we've got stairs, and we have got plenty of space for visitors to actually queue up. You can see if I put Owen in place here, you kind of get an idea for just how much space is there. There is a lot of space. Now they do a really, really nice job capturing the unique look of the roof here. You can see it's really, really angular, which is awesome. And they have also got the side extrusions, which are on the building in the actual film. So great space. You can see just at the back here, a little turnstile that they can go through, and an area where they can talk to the operator, pass tickets through this open gap here, which is fantastic. And on the back side here, you then have where the station operator would be sat, as well as where people would board the gyrosphere. So we can take our station operator, twist the chair around. I have just popped a little piece off here. We're gonna quickly reattach that. We'll come on to this piece because this is my only concern with this set. So you can see we can just pop the figure in there, and he is sitting quite happily in at his console. And there's a couple of really, really nice details in here actually. There's a little dinosaur calendar on one side, and there is a screen up here with a brachiosaur. So I will try and edit in some photos of those so you can actually see them. Then obviously getting closer to where we board, if we angle the camera down again, you can see we have got this kind of nicely detailed boarding area here. There's some stickering just along here to kind of make for some metal texture, and plenty of space to kind of have your characters waiting to board, either there or balanced on the non-studded areas. And the way that this works, so you can see we have got this coaster track. It comes all the way down here alongside this bent piece here. This doesn't work as well as I would like. It's quite hard to bend this particular piece into shape, but it's meant to be kind of a border. So you can see we come down to here, we've got the electricity sign and this little launch area, and the whole idea is coming back to here. We can use this mechanism here to load up our gyrosphere. As you can see, it sits in quite nicely, and then send it off, and that has just come rolling all the way back across the studio. So that is now gone. I'm going to have to grab that very quickly. Here we go, back on screen, and you can see that one of the dish pieces has come off doing that. So be very careful with how you do that. But as you can see, works really, really well. Pretty good play feature. You will find that if you don't have this particular piece in place properly, as you can see here, this piece just here, then it may fall off either side. But once you get it sitting right, it tends to function pretty well. So we're going to pull the park worker back out here, twist this back around, and you can see, really, this is a perfect representation of Gyrosphere Valley. I am really impressed with how spot on LEGO have got this model, but that is really not where it ends. We get some fantastic minifigures and 2 great dinosaurs in this set as well, so we are now going to take the opportunity to look at those. So reused figures first of all. We get a figure of Zach, who you may remember, Zach Mitchell, from Jurassic World. As you can see here, same torso print he came with in the 2015 sets. That red hoodie, or the light grey hoodie even, with the red shirt underneath. Very popular piece that LEGO tend to use. He does come with a different hairpiece this time around. You can see I've got the original one here, but I've put a different hairpiece on him anyway. It was more accurate. But you can see Zach does get a different facial expression here, and one which is actually slightly more accurate to him, I think. You can see there. Zach is screaming as well. So cool to get new facial prints for him. I mean, the original version had kind of a more generic looking facial expression there, so I think that the new version is better if we stand him back there. And the same can be said for Grey as well. So Grey comes in his checkered shirt, as you can see there, light grey shirt and detail on both sides. Has got a charming smirk on one side and a kind of terrified, well, not terrified, a kind of displeased face on the other side. This is kind of when Zach is trying to get girls' attention. And you can see if we compare that to the original grey face, I actually think the original one's slightly more expressive, although that face looks quite generic. I actually personally prefer the print on the original purely because you get the little pouch as well. I think that's quite characteristic for Grey. I just don't think the light grey really works that well for this figure. I think that this feels more accurate. But it is cool to see LEGO trying something new, and you can never fault them for that. So that is Grey. Then obviously next up, Owen. Not going to spend too much time on him. This is the Fallen Kingdom version of Owen, unfortunately. Would have maybe been nice to have seen an updated Jurassic World version, but I can't fault the set too much. You can see that steely gaze on the back as well. If we can get that to focus. Come on, camera. There we go. So, Owen. Claire, who is a brand new version of Claire. So, the version we got, if I can get it to focus, there we go. In the 2015 sets was her in her park gear, but it was kind of all torn up, and she'd been running in it, doing different things. This is her before that, when she looks very formal and she is in charge of the park. No new facial expressions here, but it is nice to finally have this version of Claire. And you can see there she is smiling, and there she is looking a little more terrified. So cool to get the classic Jurassic World look for Claire as a LEGO minifigure at last. And then lastly, we love our park worker figures, and we get Gyrosphere Josh, who is only credited as a park worker on the packaging, but this is quite clearly meant to be him. You can see that smirk, that really great torso that has got the lanyard, the Jurassic World logo, the radio, and then the Jurassic World logo on the back as well. This is a figure that I will try and get quite a few of, purely because I think that that torso looks really good. And we can put the cap back on there. If we can get that to focus, there we go. So 5 minifigures, good minifigure selection, 2 dinosaurs. We will look at the Indominus first. So here is the Indominus Rex. This is a brand new version, silver colour, well, light grey with silver highlights. You can see they really catch the light nicely. Really, really cool. Great looking face sculpt here. You can see those eyes, if I can get that to focus, look really menacing. And this has got the same Indominus feature, which is double kind of click open jaw, whereas the other dinosaurs will only open to one point so that you can get the wider mouth. So cool looking version of the Indominus. I personally prefer the original. I think that this is a little bit stylized. And one thing to note is it does have new arm molds. So you can see here, these are new arm pieces, but these arms are inaccurate because the dinosaur does have 4 fingers. So slightly weird inaccuracy there. I like the design for the new arms. I think they'll be useful for other animals, but not particularly useful here. And you can just see, compared to the classic Indominus, the new one looks a lot more cartoony. I think that this is probably modelled off of Camp Cretaceous, which would make a lot of sense. It would make sense to see this sequence again in Camp Cretaceous, so that is kind of my bet for that. And then lastly, we have got the Ankylosaurus. So you can see absolutely wonderful tan colour scheme for the Ankylosaurus. Great detail there. Really, really nice prints all over this figure. You can see great prints there. Looks really good. The legs all swivel. It can attach to things. And the way this is built is very different. I'm not going to take it all apart, but this is actually a 3x2 that is holding 2 bits in place. And you actually put the joint pieces inside the body. So you assemble the body. I'll leave a link to the instructions so you can look it up, because it's a really interesting building mechanism. Well, I don't know if the instructions will be digitalized actually, but it's just really, really fascinating. You attach the tail is loose and has got that swing, as you can see there, and it's just really cool. I think it opens the door for more herbivores in the future, which is awesome. So you can see the Ankylosaurus, about the size of a Triceratops, I would say, and a really, really great addition to the set. And that, alongside my Gyrosphere that has now got 1 piece, is the set in its entirety. I think that this is a wonderful set. Really, really solid set. Really good representation of the first Jurassic World film. Comes with some fantastic figures, some unique new dinosaurs, and a really, really gorgeous structural build. We do not get enough structural builds in LEGO lines in general, so getting something like this that literally looks like it has been taken straight out of the screen is wonderful. The minifigures aren't perfect, and I'm not a fan of the Indominus, but overall, for the price point, this set is a must-buy. So this set and Dr. Wu's Lab are hands down my favourite sets from this line, and I really recommend you pick both of those sets up. With all of that said, guys, I really hope you've enjoyed our look at the new 2020 LEGO sets here on Jurassic Collectibles. I've worked really hard over the weekend to put all of these videos together for you, so I hope you found them insightful. I hope you enjoyed getting a fairly early look at these new sets, and do let us know over on socials what you have thought of these videos. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and as always, have a fantastic week.